Welcome back to this, already the final segment of The Price of Business. I am spending some time with Kash Rehman. He is with a company called Foodem, and, we're doing a little bit of talk about the food industry. I always think that it's an interesting harbinger of how things are doing in general. Kash, welcome to the program.
Thank you for inviting me.
I'm glad to have you on. Kind of give us your elevator speech. Tell us a little bit about Foodem.
Sure. So Foodem is an online marketplace, a business intelligence and a process automation solution for the $650 billion a year U.S. food distribution industry. Actually, we are an online marketplace, kind of like Amazon, and we connect food distribution companies, small local farms, and specialty food manufacturers with wholesale food buyers, such as restaurants.
Okay. And give us a little bit of an overview of your history.
Sure. So we launched a website about 2 years ago in a closed beta in the Washington, D.C. metro area. And we just launched our full website in May of this year in the D.C. area. We have raised about $800,000 from investors. And we are on goal to go into New York and Philly next year. And we have seen tremendous growth since the start of the year. Me being the only employee at that time, we are 11 full-time employees now.
And your desire is to, and your actual customer is the restaurants themselves as well as the distributors of the food.
Yeah, absolutely. So we pretty much streamline the process for the restaurants to purchase products in a more user-friendly way. So instead of them making multiple phone calls to distributors and their prices, they can go to Foodem and see apples to apples what items they want to buy at a transparent price. So they get to choose the vendor they want to buy from right on our website, place orders electronically, pick tickets and POs go out electronically to distributors, and then they deliver the product. Mm-hmm. So for the restaurants, we lower their cost of food. We streamline the ordering process, automate it, and then we give them analytics into their food purchasing so they exactly know how much their food cost is now, which is very, very hard to track for small independent restaurants. And on the seller side, the distributors, we lower the cost of sale. So instead of them relying on large sales teams to get business, we expand their market and lower their cost of sale. So it's a win-win situation on both sides.
Good, very good. So what's harder for you to get, the restaurants or the distributors?
Well, it's a chicken and egg question, right? You have to create a viable marketplace, so you have to get enough suppliers on and then target restaurants. And that's exactly what we have done. Right now we have about 45 suppliers on our website. Some of the top DC distributors and farms are on Foodem. And now we are targeting restaurants. And some of DC's very famous restaurants. I can't name the ones that we have on Foodem because of confidentiality issues, but we have some celebrity chef restaurants already using Foodem.
That's interesting. And although I bet if you contacted them, they'd probably be perfectly glad for you to promote them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So tell me about so you had to obviously build that up, and obviously you're trying to continue to build up the distributor side.
Yes, there are about 1,600 distributors up and down the East Coast, and our goal is to get about one-third on Foodem to make it a viable marketplace for about 100,000 restaurants that are in this area up and down the East Coast.
And how long is your goal?
Our model.
What is your timeline for that goal? When would you like to do that by?
The goal is to be in, as I said, to be in New York, Philly by fall of next year. Right now, DC market is huge. We're targeting just not DC, but Northern Virginia and Baltimore. And there's about 26,000 independent restaurants in this market. So, our goal is to learn from this market and then implement those learnings in new markets. But at the end of the day, we are a technology company, and we need to be in new markets as soon as possible before competition arrives.
Mm-hmm. Very cool, very cool. What part of the D.C. area are you in?
Pardon me?
What part of the D.C. area are you in?
We are actually located in Baltimore, But the service area that we are focused on right now is the entire Washington, D.C. area that encompasses D.C., Northern Virginia, and Baltimore. It's a 150-mile radius.
Very interesting. Well, it'll be interesting to hear how the story goes. What's your sense of how the restaurant industry is doing these days?
Well, it's a tough industry. You know, it has very low profit margins on both sides of the supply chain. You know, distributors are working on very low margins, and restaurants obviously work on very low margins. Food is one of the biggest expense for a restaurant, about 30 to 40%, depending on how the restaurant is managed. 30 to 40% of their sales go in food cost. So if we effectively help them lower their food cost, there's more money into their pocket. The restaurant industry in D.C. hasn't been affected that much because obviously it's a metropolitan city. A lot of tourists come here. But you know, I'm sure in other parts of the country, restaurant industry is one that has been hit the hardest.
Yeah, no question about it. No question about it. Well, it'll be interesting to see how you continue to do. It sounds like you're growing quickly. How many distributors do you currently have?
We have about 30 distributors, local farms. That's another number, and about 20 specialty manufacturers all over the U.S. on Foodem right now.
Wow, that's fantastic. So obviously you've struck a chord with restaurants and the people that provide food for them. So thanks so much for being with us. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me again.
You bet. All right. I want to encourage everyone out there to have a great rest of their day. I also want to remind you the best content here can be found over there. Where? At usdailyreview.com. While you're there, like it on Facebook, follow it on Twitter, and take care of yourself. And we'll see you here tomorrow for another great program.